We've moved from 3 litres to 2.4. We've moved from 20+ thousand RPM to 19,000. Are we going to go down? The FIA has talked about 2.2 litres. They've even talked about smaller engines. What do you think is going to happen?
I think the most likely thing is they'll stay where they are now for a while. The concentration now is going on to alternative energy systems and getting those systems to work properly with the current spec of motor. Every time we change the engine regulation, the manufacturer spends literally tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars redeveloping an engine to be good. Now, with a homologated engine, you're right, the two significant things are 19,000 RPM rev limit and the fact that it's homologated, so they can't change major parts on the engine like crankshaft, pistons, top end. There's little bits and pieces they can change, but not major fundamental things that cost the big money. I think it's more likely to stay as it is now for quite a while, and the FIA is going to use the leverage on the manufacturers to get environmentally friendly technologies, because Formula One's a great environment for developing technology because it's so competitive, because we're not doing it to sell more of those parts, we're doing it to get a tenth of a second on our competitors. So the energy we put into things like that is significantly more than what the road car manufacturers can do. And the energy recovery system is a fantastic example. In the road car business, it's all based around batteries and supercapacitors. Those two designs are allowed with the alternative energy systems in '09, but what's also allowed is flywheel systems. Now, flywheel systems are one of the cheapest and most efficient ways of storing energy. They're much better than batteries and capacitors. But in road cars, they're just not, they haven't been adopted. There's no major, I'm sure there's R&D programs on them, but they're not on proper cars. Now in Formula One, they both will be allowed. And the type of systems that we'll develop, I'm quite sure after 4 or 5 years, you'll look back and they will be on road cars. And maybe they won't. Maybe we're wrong, and maybe the capacitors or batteries will beat the flywheels. But it's a fantastic environment to generate that competition. And you can't do that in manufacturing. Formula One will do that.